All right, Matthew 27. Let's remember just a little bit about Matthew 26 that we looked at yesterday. Remember, our devotional thought was that he kissed the door of heaven but went straight to hell. We are talking about Judas. Well, this is the rest of the story in Matthew 27. And in Matthew 27, we want to talk about you cannot fix your way to heaven. You know, a lot of times we like to fix every problem that we encounter. We have the nature which we want to be fixers. We think that somehow we can have the solution to every problem. And yet we try to take things into our own hands and try to find ways to make sure the things that we see as broken are mended and put back together. Well, in Matthew 27, Judas is having this moment when he has now seen what is occurring to Jesus and the death of Christ. And we know that he takes that money back to those he took it from and wants to give it back, and they won't take it because it's blood money. And he throws it, we know, at their feet. And we recognize that he then went out and took his own life. You see, what we see in this is Judas tried to fix the problem that he had created by his own measure. He tried to fix the sin of his life. He tried to fix his rebellion against the Lord. He tried to fix the broken bridge to heaven himself by taking matters into his own hands. He really tried to give the money back so that he could be forgiven for his act. But the reality is that we see here is that he felt remorse, but he did not genuinely mourn over his sin. He was sorry, really, that he was caught, but not sorry for what he had done. And that remorse, instead of turning to Jesus for forgiveness, instead of listening what he had already heard about the coming of the Messiah and who Jesus was, he tried to fix it by taking his own life instead of trusting that God would forgive him if he authentically came before him. And so, do you recognize that he tried to fix his way to heaven? But the problem was, he couldn't fix his way to heaven. Instead, he continued down the path toward hell. When we look at Matthew 26 and Matthew 27 together, notice that he kissed the door of heaven and went straight to hell. And when he recognized he had made a mistake, he tried to fix that problem of the brokenness of that relationship and tried to fix his way to heaven instead of trusting that Jesus alone was the way to heaven. And as a result, he continued the path that led him straight to eternal separation. Let me ask this question today. Are you trusting in Jesus as the only way into heaven, for the only way for salvation, for the only genuine place of forgiveness? Or are you trying to earn the favor of God through fixing the bridge yourself? See you tomorrow from Matthew 28.